How beautiful can age difference love? End. My love for my husband is an age difference love. I am older than my husband. Every time I think about it, it's a stream of beautiful emotions. Obviously, I'm the older sister, but I'm pampered like a child. My boyfriend and I have been in a long-distance relationship for 4 years. At the end of that 4-year period of love, we have now become husband and wife. When I met him, he was 13 years old, I was 15 years old. Again and again, the age gap is not too big, but because the time we met is so early, the age difference is quite obvious. I'm firm, but he's still a squeeze kid. The nose is not clean. At that time he was half a head shorter than me. I never thought that the two of us could love each other, even more unexpected that the child that year would become my husband. But I have no regrets for my choice. He is very nice, the best man I have ever met, but is willing to love an ordinary person like me. My 13-year-old boyfriend and I met at English summer camp. He was dragged along by his cousin, and I was instigated by my best friend in middle school to register. 2 people who did not actively want to join that extracurricular class, lost among so many people. Fate brought the two together for more than 10 years, then got married. Perhaps a few things seem to be predestined. Listen to him, I am his first love. Sitting on the bus, he saw my smiling face, and then unanimously loved. As for me, I noticed him during the self-introduction in class, listening to him bow down to say his name. The sound was just enough. The impression in me was completely a shy, handsome, immature boy. I feel like I have a very good eye for that person. This kid has white skin, red lips, white teeth, looks so calm and upright, looks like he will become a policeman in the future. It's funny to think about. The moment I first saw him, I kept imagining the figure of a soldier in a green suit. At that time, I no longer paid attention to anyone. I kept imagining the shape of the policeman, and then the cases. Unfortunately, he did not later become a policeman like I was paranoid. Smiley face. The first look is like a deep impression. Because my boyfriend at first glance knew that he was younger than other classmates, he was not originally supposed to be in the same class as us. I was curious, gathered around to ask this person, that other. To this day, I still remember his appearance at that time. His face was all red, his eyes did not dare to open wide, but still tried to endure my continuous questions. He very affectionately called the girl next door sister. I deliberately made it difficult, asked him, "Why do you call her sister, but leave us alone?" He blushed and said, "Because she's really your sister." I was dumbfounded, and his cousin turned to look at me. Everyone was embarrassed. I could only say with a thick face, "I don't know, you have to call me sister." Actually, I didn't have much hope, just a bit embarrassed with all the advances. Usually in this case, people who loudly make this request like me will be laughed at and slandered by the children. But unexpectedly, he bowed his head and shyly agreed. Damn, this kid also knows how to respect your sister. So fate just kept bringing us closer together. That night, he called, gently reminding this ungrateful sister to take good care of herself, like a good brother. He was so enthusiastic and honest. How could I hurt this child's little soul? Ever since then, I've been completely shaken, thinking that no matter what, I have to get this little brother. I remember, during the parent meeting after the summer camp ended, I even dragged him to my mother, swearing that I had already found a son for her. Now that I think about it, everything seems to have a natural intention. Remember once, in a summer camp class, everyone sat in a circle. He accidentally sat right across from me. As long as I cough, he will definitely look up at me. He hurriedly waved his hand, told me to drink a lot of water. After class, he brought water for me to drink by himself, called me again at night to ask. While drinking water, hot water fell on my hand. He immediately took my hand and gently blew it. I installed a few games in my small Nokia phone. After class, he ran to borrow it again, just played and broke my score record right away. After accepting him as a younger brother, the word sister did not call him many times, but he just liked to stick to me. This drunk, he also told me that, in addition to those childish tricks, the rest are only tricks to approach the lure that leads me in the wrong. So young, yet so smart. He gradually matured. I also thought that time would fade this childish emotional part, but no, I found out I was wrong. My boyfriend loved me unrequitedly for 5 years straight, sincerely dedicated and liked me, always doing things that make people feel touched. The city I live in has 2 excellent high schools, one is quite close to his house, and also commits him to get into the best class in the school. But because of me, the first time he did not follow the arrangement of his parents. He chose the second school, the same school I am studying. At that time, it was not like he did not have other options for himself. He is very handsome, his achievements and sports are good, there are many female friends who write love letters to him, but he skillfully refuses. Someone asked him why he refused, and he immediately said that he was in love with an older sister. The fact that he said that was discussed a lot, the fact that he liked an older woman was already very strange, plus the fact that he did not hide and avoid it, but it was also very natural, even the teacher, she knows it too. His teachers advised him to study as the most important thing, not to be too passionate about the momentary pleasure. He did not protest. His classmates did not support his feelings, he just let things go the way he wanted. He said, "You all don't understand." On the outside, he appears to be mild-mannered, but on the inside he is extremely tough. I keep my distance, he doesn't know how to skillfully pursue girls. At that time every day, he sent messages, texted and deleted again. In the end he only knew how to remind me that I ate a lot, drank a lot, slept a lot, kept on thinking that I was an idiot who couldn't take care of myself. So worried about his life, I still think so even now. On hot summer days, sometimes he ran to the small grocery store in the school to buy ice cream for me. As a result, when he brought it to class, the ice cream was all melted in his hand. He held up the melted ice cream. Half of it, he's so cute, I'm both angry and funny, I don't know what to do with this guy. Sometimes, he deliberately looked around, looking around in the canteen, expecting to see me. There were a few times when we met for real, he didn't care whether I was shy or not, sat down straight in front of me, just watched me finish my meal. I got goosebumps and goosebumps when I looked at me. I don't dare to appear at the canteen when you're there. He later described that, at that time, he just wanted to deeply record all my images in his head. During those 5 years, I kept advising him not to fall in love early, not to like me, we didn't have any results. He was like a harp on a buffalo's ear, I said despite me, although no longer disturbing my life, but still did not give up. At that time, QQ was still very popular. Every day he came to look at my diary, over and over again. To this day, every sentence in my diary back then, you can read it fluently. The time before he took the exam, just when my love story was in trouble, I wrote a few tragic and heartbreaking sentences in my diary. He could see my status, suddenly sad, so sad that he couldn't do a few questions. Jealousy, heartbreak, anger rushed to his brain. He gave up the exam, asked to take an hour off to go out for a jog. That seemed to be the first time he missed class. Boyfriend is a good young man, not that he doesn't care about achievements, but he said he was too sad, even a word in the title could not be read. I don't understand why he reacts so vehemently. While we haven't communicated for a long time, my life good or bad has nothing to do with him. But I don't know what he's thinking, but he feels like he's the only one in the world who can take good care of me. He decided, even if I didn't like him, he wouldn't give me up to anyone else. He said, "I thought you would be happy so I wished you luck, didn't bother you, but if people can't make you happy, then let me. It's okay if you don't like me, I will use all means to tie you up next to me. Gradually you will like me too." These words, these thoughts, he told me later. At that time, I couldn't advise him, I even spoke harshly, put him on the blacklist, so he could only swallow those words, closed, and focus on studying. His exam results were also very good. I kind of felt like I had finally found a feeling that could give me a future, crept into the time when my feelings were in turmoil, and so on. Close. After finishing the final exam, he himself came to my university to play more games. and even found a way to meet near my house. Like a pervert, we gradually recovered. Linked together. That summer, my feelings were not very smooth, crying every day. He went out with me, talked to me, helped me through that sad period. When the summer vacation ended, he finally put on a pitiful face and begged me to give him a title. He kept taking back to forward to wear me down. I thought, okay, let's try it. You have suffered for 5 years, let you know how scary a girl I am. At least you will give up that attachment to start a new love with someone else. Actually, I don't hold any hope. Who can stand a clumsy person who can't think like me? Moreover, my female friends in college are very good and pretty. What the hell am I? How can you make him commit to me with this love that is thousands of miles away? I did not expect that the child, who was not as tall as me that year, has now become my husband. The promises that this kid made, he fulfilled them all. He is better to me than I imagined, like a father taking care of his little daughter little by little. I used to think, is your attachment always obsessed with what you can't achieve? Is it a proof of youth? In these years, on the contrary, there are circumstances that make me feel a little at ease in my heart. When he was kissed against the wall, one hand was against the wall, the other was on the back of my neck to prevent my head from being hit back. On the way, if I encounter a road that is a bit high, I will immediately hug me. When my classmates met, I was wearing thin clothes. He knew that he would have a cotton shirt ready to wait in front of the shop. After the party, he immediately put his shirt on me after the party. At parties in the winter days, I have already worn a thick coat, but he is still not satisfied, even wearing a sweater coat and coat to wear it, all because boyfriend feels that his girlfriend is cold. Just a feeling. I laugh when he sings with the wrong sound. He will stupidly practice singing, practice and practice again and again, pretending to be very serious. In the end my heart softens. He knew that I liked the type of man with muscles, so he went to the gym again. Traveling, big bags, small bags, food and drinks are all brought by him. Some places to visit, to buy tickets or restaurants are booked by him in advance. I am only responsible for playing. He was always cheerful and sociable, never harsh or scolding. He really enjoys family life. As long as he is at home, he takes care of everything in the kitchen and cleaning. The guide invited him to have a meal. Her husband cooked a hearty meal. He immediately returned happily and told me that he would practice his cooking skills as well as her husband instructed. I asked, why? He replied, then cook for me. I will be proud if you eat enough. Because of long-distance love, his phone is always in communication mode 24/24. When the battery runs out, borrow the phone of a roommate to notify me for fear of me worrying. If there is something good, delicious, it is also reserved for me first, often neglecting myself. Every time I come back from afar, only a few books are left in my pocket, the rest are for me. Someone else gave him snacks, asked me if I was hungry, and would leave it for me. He took the initiative to bring me to meet his parents, proactively introduced to his friends, proactively gave me all the passwords, let me use the phone arbitrarily, and also gave me money. He is both good and gentle, lively and alert and intelligent, and his demeanor is also very cute. He in front of other people and in front of me are completely two different people. In front of people, he is calm and humble, but he likes to show off his achievements in front of me, telling me to praise him. The items I delivered to you, you don't want to throw them away. Even the little piece of paper I wrote him a few years ago, he still keeps. On the busy road, my shoelaces slipped off, he naturally bent down to tie it for me, not shy at all. I in front of him, I wore bare face, took off my shoes, and wore a baggy t-shirt, but he felt that it was no different if I wore makeup or not. Every day, change a few different sweet words, which is to say that I'm pretty, praise me for being cute, and love me more than a god. His emotions are always stable, his personality is peaceful, he rarely quarrels with me, because he does not have the heart to make me sad. He tolerates my erratic nature, knows that I often say a few reproachful words, but does not calculate. In the end, he considers me a child, just let me pour out all the unhappy things in my heart. Hug me tenderly. It's all about coaxing first and then talking about morality. He is also not the type of beautiful boys often have defects, does not accept trifles, is extremely responsible, respects women. Mature, but not too high on masculinism. If you know something delicious, you will post it to me. When you see beautiful things, you will think of me, and even like to put on makeup for me more than I do, like a child who is happy when he receives candy. Likes to take me out to play. He can't eat spicy, but he likes to take me out to eat a lot of things, even though he knows it's spicy to tears, knows that his face will grow a few pimples. When the two of them are together, their minds are naturally much more stupid, just want to see the other stupid smile. He seems to have turned into a different person, pure, very intimate, doing crazy things. If I have any trouble, I will find him, he will take the time to help me solve it. My friends and family also often rely on him, because he works extremely efficiently, without any complaints. The people around me all like him. When he is angry with me, I will sneak to shaman to find him, he will be angry again. The first sentence will be, "Why are you so stupid?" The second sentence will scold me, "Why don't you eat rice?" Then he took me out to eat. He insisted on letting my lover avatar with me. I just need to change anything, he knows everything. All the songs on my playlist, you've heard them all. For my peace of mind, he will find every way to refuse. Peach blossom, still skillful, not feel lost. More than 2,000 kilometers apart, we still maintain trust and a sense of security. When he was 14 years old, he liked me, his handshake, his hug, his first kiss were all for me, treat me to the fullest. Sitting in the passenger car, I leaned on him to sleep, his whole body was tired, but he still didn't wake me up. When I woke up, he would gently pat my head. When I go to eat, I always order some difficult dishes, he will exchange his dishes for me. You may think that I won't remember these moments, but actually every good point of yours, I keep them all in my heart. What I wrote before, nothing exaggerated or exaggerated. A very very good person like him, both smart and responsible, always trying for the future of the two. In my heart, you are like a shining star shining brightly for me. I once said to him with tears in my eyes, "Your parents won't love you stupid like that." He replied, "Yes, you are their daughter, they taught you to be independent, you are my bride, I will always love you like that. You're good like this." After I fell in love with you, I couldn't love anyone else. Before that, I had a 2-month relationship, failed, I couldn't seem to believe in love. I confided to my friends, they said that I had to find a man older than me to hold me. Even though we have been with him for a long time, our feelings are still like first love. Before, I thought that I would fall in love late, marry late, but when I met him, I knew what love feels like. Years passed, every day I felt happy. We always maintain a stable, but still strong feelings in love. Of course, there are times of controversy and skepticism, but as time goes on, we gradually see it as an inevitable part of love affairs. Love is meeting. Love is more of a challenge. Did your mother ask, "My son is 22 years old, is that too early?" The minister replied, "My son is ordered by God to get married early." Listening to him, I laughed like crazy. It turned out that the natural intention you were talking about was me. That's right, and then, we got married.